Let's get down to business, everybody. Let's do it. It's for the early birds. We have another season to get rocking and rolling with here, but I got a lot that I want to do on tonight's stream, so we're going to get right down to it. We're ready to go for yet another season. My St. Louis Sound taking on Chat's Cincinnati Lions. Led by the big man of Jabari Smith and Jalen Duren. And yeah, I don't know. Both of our teams are in an interesting spot. I don't think either of us are necessarily in like a championship winning position, but then again, you never know. So let's get down to it. Let's get the simming. Goodness. Well, I didn't mean to pin that, but congrats, tight spot. Oh, there we go. Now I'll pin the... You ever accidentally click the wrong damn button? How do I take that down? Delete this. There we go. Jesus. Put Horton on the trade block. So even if someone's not on the trade block, you still can get trade offers for them. So you can indeed. Third time's a charm. Yeah. All right, I got a trade offer here. It is Sean Cole in a second for Mitch Sessions. Not that I need another center. Keep Sean Cole. Not going to take that deal this early on. Not going to do it. So, yeah, you guys can still technically get offers for the guy. We'll see if you do, and then worst case, you could just, you know, have the whole trade block deal. Patrick Lyons and Sean Cole for Kyle Kuzma, Terry Rozier. That is a terrible offer. Terrible. My record right now, 3-6. It's early, though. It's early. See how she goes. See, OG, you handsome devil. I watched that. I don't know if you did another fight. I watched that Brian Ortega loss, though. Rough going. How'd the stream go? I know you split time between FC and UFC. How'd the stream go? Galloway for Isaiah Hartenstein. It's gonna be a no for me as well. So what's going on? Yeah, OG, I hope the stream went well. How's 2K this year? So for all, I still haven't really done much in terms of gameplay. When it comes to their franchise mode here, MyNBA, it's still really good. They didn't change too much for it, but it is still really good. You know, if someone were to ask, like, hey, I only play franchise mode, do I need to switch from last year's game to this year? The answer's probably no. The biggest benefit to this mode this year, they added like a streamlined way to play, which, and they added in a new era, the 2010s, which is nice. But outside of that, in terms of like core changes, nothing too crazy. Hello, doggo. I'm sorry. I disturbed you. I apologize. I'm a terrible person. Taco Bell is too tempting for poor OG. It'll be poor OG. All right. Give it a little bit of time. Give it a little bit of time. You'll be saying that about him. But I do know they've changed some stuff with the gameplay quite a bit. But like I said, I don't have the hands-on experience with it, really. I have barely played this game outside of what we've done on stream. Sochan in a second for Robert Williams and Christian Koloko. That is also going to be a no. I am getting terrible trade offers so far. And my team is under 500 by quite a bit. Not ideal. Especially because I don't have a nuke. Guys get a trade offer. It's not worth it, though. Horton Tucker for Cameron Thomas. Cameron Thomas plays shooting guard. You already got a guy there. Chat's team, 3 games over 500. Christian Brown out with a broken leg. That does not help. Bench down to 7. Stars out there a little bit more if we can. But yeah, our God, how many eras have we played? I at least have to. Nope, I don't have to look at that. Never mind. I mean, God, it's what, our 5th era? Yeah. That is our 5th era. 3-1 record so far for yours truly. You'd think I'd remember, but when you win that much, you know, it's easy to just kind of overlook stuff. But 3-1 record for me. If I win this, then it's over. We'll still have that WNBA run to do in the future, though. I'm looking forward to that. And then if you guys win this one, we definitely have to do the WNBA one to see if you can force a game 7, so to speak, in this head-to-head series. How'd I take that? Aaron Fox for Lonzo Ball and Zach Collins. Lonzo is a phenomenal defender, but fortunately his dad's shoes ruined his fucking feet. I mean, I would like to get a trade for De'Aaron Fox, but it can't be. It can't be that one. Can't do it. Stuck with the standard edition of FC. It's kind of crazy just how that deal's not going to be worth it for you guys either. It's kind of crazy. Like, it was a full week. Like, normally pre-orders for sports games, it's like, get 3 days early access. Dude, FC, it's like a week early. I wonder if that's going to become the new norm for sports games. Very surprising to me. I don't recall any other game going the full week in advance. But they have also put a lot of emphasis on things in regards to their Ultimate Team. Like they're renewing Founders status, which was for people who, you know, played the game when it first came out. The Ultimate Team game mode, that is, you would always have like club, established, blah, 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 blah. In FC or in FIFA, it was, you know, oh, if you were there year 1, you were a founder. They're doing that founder status again, so I think they're trying to really drive people to spend an extra money. I need to take a look at this. How good's Jeffrey Lyles? 23 years old, B, at an 81. Fuck, give up a first-round pick to get a much-improved center. And Jalen McDaniels is a veteran. I just drafted this guy in Glenn Galloway, 2nd overall, but it was a little bit disappointing. He's a very good defender and a very good rebounder, but he's not much of an athlete. He's got a decent shot. Lyles is an even better rebounder. 7-1. Glenn, I don't want to give up on you so early here, but especially because that's not the best asset management. But I mean, Lyles, same age, already better. I'm going to take that from the Raptors. Glenn Galloway and a first for Jeff Lyles and Jalen McDaniels for the rest of the year. I'm going to take that. I think that is worth going for. McDaniels is the starter as well. Get the bench back up to 8 people. Lineup looks a hell of a lot better with Lyles in there now. It's amazing what just an 80 overall can do. Bench up to 9 for when that guy comes back. Let's keep it going. Although I will very much not be in the playoffs, so maybe I should have kept that first round pick. 14-34. This will be the first year that the St. Louis Sound easily missed the playoffs. Unfortunately. For you guys, Paul Reed for Landry Shamet, and Andre Drummond. Now, they are both on expiring deals. You get rid of that guy, Senzo Bianco becomes the second option. You honestly might as well take that. The old Shamet's not good enough to be the starter. You honestly might as well take that. It gets you out from underneath the Paul Reed contract. You already have the depth behind at power forward to make that deal since you signed Jabari Smith. Any disagreement with taking that trade? I very much think you should. There's really no reason not to. Get you out from underneath that contract, take and flip, exactly. You might not be able to flip the 2 assets that you'd be getting from New Orleans, but they are on expiring contracts. at least. So, all right, looks like that's going to go through. So Paul Reed for Shemet. And one Andre Drummond. Free up some cap space down the road. Neither of our two teams are doing that hot this year, though. It's a little bit surprising. And there is the trade deadline. No point in you guys using the nuke this year. You don't have too much to get rid of. I think it was a growing year for you guys, whereas I'm getting kind of concerned that my two best players are getting older. I'm in a really freaking weird spot right now, having already used my nuke as well. That's not good. It's not good at all. Anthony Simons will re-sign after this year. Or after next year, his deal's up, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to commit that money to him. He's been good, but it hasn't been good enough. For you guys, Horton Tucker's deal is up, as is Kenyon Martin's. McBride as well at point guard. Interesting. I know we're done with Madden, but I had a player get a dev upgrade from Gold Training. From the weekly, not training camp. Oh, that's nice. I actually didn't know. I mean, I presume that was possible, but also there was no way. There was no way. Mozone, thank you very much for the resub. How are you? Simons is actually willing to take a shorter deal. A little bit of a pay cut. Let me double check his stats and we'll go back to your team. Mozone, though, thank you for the 3 months. How the heck are you? Still good for like 20 points a game. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna risk it. So for you guys, Horton Tucker is actually willing to take a pay cut. But you might want to... I know there's been a lot of talk about, is he the guy at point guard for you? He's not going to get much better than where he is now. And then Martin is your top small forward right now. But again, he's not going to get much better either. So, I mean, Horton Tucker, it'd be about 13, 14 million. McBride would be league minimum. Okay, so McBride on league minimum, that's worth it. 76 overall player. If you can get Miles McBride on league minimum as a backup point guard, that's a no-brainer. Like, literally, there's no reason to say no to that. So, there you go. You guys have brought back McBride. He's going to be dirt cheap. Horton Tucker's the big one where it's like, do you want to look for a different point guard? And then forward, do you want to look for someone different other than Kenyon Martin? And then that's the only two to really worry about right now are Martin and Tucker, who again aren't going to get that much better. They're both 27. Like, they're fine players, but they're not going to be great players. It probably is best to just let these two go and see what you can find in free agency. If you take the money that these two are making and put that towards a free agent, you know, you get a big-time player in free agency to pair with Duran and Smith, you guys are right there. You're right there. So, yeah, you guys seem to agree as well. So, yeah, Horton Tucker and Kenyon Martin Jr., both solid players, but just didn't turn out to be amazing players. I do think that's a smart move for you guys to just let those two walk and try to have some money to utilize in free agency. Upcoming I mean... we look at the list of upcoming free agents. These are guys right now without a contract. It doesn't mean all of them will end up being available. But there are some names. And you guys saving that money, you might just be able to make a play. So, yeah, now's a pretty good time to have some money available to potentially bring in a big name should they make the open market. So, and I do think you guys are in a good spot. The question now is just whether or not you're in the playoffs. I will very much not be in the playoffs, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Do we only have our first or someone else's? You guys, I can no longer check because the trading thing is closed. I don't remember, but I believe projecting me 2nd and 7th. So it should, has you guys right now at 12. Just your own. Just your own. I had 4 picks last year. I think I only have 2 this year. Yeah, just 1 draft pick for you guys right now. You're hovering around 500 still. Yeah, I still have a lot of draft picks in the next few years. 100%. 100%. Still have a lot of draft picks. A lot. Yeah, it is true. You guys did trade your 1st round pick last year for picks down the road. All right, so we will move ahead. We already checked out the whole extension deal, so we should be good. Give me 1 second.
Sipping this sparkling water.
Give me 1 second. Goodness. Give me uno momento. Uno momento. I keep looking to see what old clips what old clips I still have that we used to play off of old OBS studio deal. So I cannot find the get in there from time and time ago. It's gotta be somewhere on my PC though. You guys are 6 games under 500 right now. It's gonna be really, really close to see if you make the playoffs. LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball wins league MVP in 2028. Fair enough. Fair enough. LaMelo Ball. Shout out to Taker, by the way, for the gifted sub. The 2 gifted subs, that is. 1 to Fab and 1 to Mobini.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness.
Damn. Taker, thank you for that. Rookie of the Year. The St. Louis Sounds, Sean Cole. I have a habit of trading Rookie of the Years, Victor Oladipo, so we'll see if that happens again. Keontae George, the 6th man of the year for the Miami Heat. Defensive Player of the Year, Cleveland's Evan Mobley. Those jerseys are shit. Say it every time. Most Improved, John Ford of the Houston Rockets. Clutch Player of the Year is R.J. Barrett. Miami Heat Coach of the Year, Mark Daniel. John Murphy, so another good year for OKC. The All-NBA First Team is LaMelo, Cade Cunningham, Nikola Jokic, Ja, and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. That's on WWE eating a bunch of people into the sun. That's what WWE does, man. Terrible company. All Defensive Team is Lonzo, Sark Thompson, Evan Mobley, Jaren Jackson, Victor Wembanyama. The All-Rookie Team, my Sean Cole, Glenn Galloway, who I traded to the Raptors. Nice. Herb Dennis, Garrison Tavares, and the #1 overall pick, Ricky Castro. For the first time, neither of our teams have made the playoffs. Wow. Neither of our teams have made the playoffs. Damn. Not even the play-in round. I'm kind of surprised we were both that bad. Wow. All right. So taking a look. You guys finished 13th out of 16. Just don't get Katie. Ethan, what's going on? Thank you for the 15. How the heck are ya? But I want Steven Stamkos to join the Bruins. Yes, but he's going to stay in Tampa. So chat at 13th. My St. Louis Sound, second last in the Western Conference. I'm kind of surprised we were both that bad. I was the second worst team in the NBA. You guys finished 21st, but a couple teams in the West that were a little bit worse. I mean, technically the Pelicans had an equal record, but yeah, we're going to quickly be able to get to the offseason. I wasn't expecting that at all. Normally, at least one of us make the playoffs. For you guys, you were led by Jabari Smith. Obviously, an injury to Dexter Wheeler, the old dislocated right kneecap. Let me tell you, from someone who has done that exact goddamn thing, it's not fun. It's not fun. Horton Tucker did have a good season, though. Contract year, though. And then for my boys here, Fox and Simons were both okay. Weren't insane, though. Jeffrey Lyles wasn't too bad, but we're in an interesting spot. I said it before, I'll say it again and again and again. But that means we get to go to a draft that much quicker, that much more quickly. So through the play-in, Dallas is the 8 seed, San Antonio is the 7. On the other side, it's Washington and Detroit. Very bottom. Let's find out how the playoffs go. It's very rare that neither of us make the playoffs throughout the entirety of the eras. OKC falls. So it's Memphis and Dallas, Denver, Phoenix, Charlotte and Cleveland, Orlando and Detroit. Now we are down to Denver, Dallas, Cleveland, and Orlando. And in the finals, Cleveland and Denver, as Jokic and Garland leading the way. Each of these teams looking for another title. How's GeoGuessr? I mean, FIFA. Fun and fun. GeoGuessr was all right. It loves putting me in the middle of goddamn nowhere. That's for sure. The Cleveland Cavaliers have their second title of this era. Obviously have won previously with LeBron, but this is the second title of the era for Cleveland. God damn. So IRL, keep an eye on Cleveland. Would a video game ever lie? I think not. The Cleveland Cavaliers have another title led by Darius Garland, who's projected to be a free agent. Josh Giddey, Evan Mobley, and Shaden Sharp leading the way. Wendell Carter Jr. as well. Who was on my team last year. Didn't play that well. So, there you go. Cleveland Cavaliers get it done. Let's get to player retirements. Oh boy. Kevin Durant, Drew Holiday, Steph Curry, Savage, Paul George, Jonas Valanciunas, Klay Thompson. The biggest retirement of them all, Kelly Olynyk. Some big retirements here. Big retirements. Not Haywood Highsmith. How could Haywood Highsmith retire? Damn. Hall of Fame inductees, I mean, yeah. Klay Thompson didn't make it, but two of his teammates, former teammates, did. Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Paul George on their way to the Basketball Hall of Fame. Jersey retirements, Klay's number 11, Steph's number 30, and KD's number 35, as Durant only has his number retired by OKC. Not Golden State, not Brooklyn. Only OKC. I love how Celtics centric these pictures are. Let's see. Draft lottery change. Teams with the same record will no longer share the same odds of obtaining a top 3 pick. Tiebreakers will be used to seed the teams. So a big, big lottery change there. I wonder who the one team was that voted no. Demigod, what's up? Damn. All right, so decent little lottery change there. Decent. Speaking of the lottery, here we go. Very, very fast calendar year for us. The Cavaliers, who just won the NBA title, have the top lottery odds, or at least are tied in that top 3 mix. But my St. Louis Sound is at 2-12, while Chat's lone pick in the lottery is currently pick number 11 with a 3% chance. The friggin' Cavaliers, man. Wow. Let's get to it. See if there's any kind of crazy movement. But the Cavaliers right now at the top, potential top pick, thanks to a former trade with Utah. Previous trade with Utah. You very, very rarely see any movement. Brooklyn Nets at 1.5. Cavs gonna win the lotto. They made out like bandits, right? No kidding. You win a title, then get the #1 overall pick. Crazy. Clippers at 13, thanks to Boston. And here comes my first pick at 2.5% chance. No. So my first pick lands at 12 as expected. Still have one more pick. Was that trade with the Pelicans there too? Chat Cincy Lions. Hold at number 11. So honestly, that's the bad kind of off year for Chat's team. I mean, they do get player progression, but the fact that you weren't that bad to even have a top 10 pick isn't ideal. Brooklyn Nets at 10 and 14 so far. Sacramento. No fun allowed in the lottery ever. I'm the only one to have ended up with a top overall pick, aren't I? And that was in this era. It didn't happen in the previous freaking 30 years. No changes so far. The Washington Wizards will hold. 16th pick last year. I hope in hockey we get the conditions on picks. I really do. Portland at number 7. Hold at number 7. Still no movement. Top 6 will stay intact. It's just a matter of the order. At number 6, the Golden State Warriors. There's a change. Golden State into the top 4. The Lakers fall to 6. The Clippers potentially at 5. Fuck. 5 and 12. Damn it. Well, let's see how the rest of it plays out. The LA Clippers win the lottery and have the top pick in the drafts. As my St. Louis Sound will have picks number 5 and 12. Chat's Lions with pick number 11. So the Jazz, by the way, kept that top 3 pick. There was a condition on it. So Cleveland will have Utah's first round pick next year. But Utah does get to pick in the top 3 this year.
Oh, we're doing this again?
Ends fan. 7 months. Goodness of the biscuit cannot be understated. 2028 drafts. Let's see how this goes. I'll be making that 5th overall pick. I didn't get any trade offers. A whole lot of C pluses, which isn't immediately ideal. Couple of dudes with A potentials, but oh god. Oh, let's see what we got here. Start a bench, starter. Bench to Hall of Fame for Alexander Myers. Alexander Myers might be a name to pay attention to for me here. What else do we have? Starter. Starter to All NBA for Wayne Stockton. Starter. So a lot of guys who are... Shout out to Rob Backer, by the way. A lot of guys who are projected to be NBA players, but nothing above that. A couple of other dudes who are all NBA. That one Hall of Famer as well. So the big question is, there's Herb Walton as a point guard, Rob Backer as a forward, and a big man in Wayne Stockton. Or there's this guy that is so incredibly boom or bust, it's not even funny. Projected to be the 3rd overall pick at 19 years old. And he is the most boom or bust prospect there is right now. Wayne Stockton as a center. Taking another center doesn't necessarily help me. God. Do I go for one of the sure things, or do I take that one guy who could be so outrageously good? I feel like if you're going to get a top pick like that, you got to go for it. I do have the reigning rookie of the year in Sean Cole. I got to go for it. I could take someone who's a bit more of a guarantee. It's not the way I'm going about it. I think it's got to be Alex Myers. Out of Tennessee, the 19-year-old shooting guard. Alex, come on down. Hoping for the best with that 5th overall pick. I'm hoping he will be as good as he could be. Chat has the 11th overall pick, but you do get trade offers for said pick. See how good Christian McKinney is. He's only a C. 2 first-round picks from the Cavaliers. You have other picks that worth the risk. That's very true. Again, you guys only have this 1 first-round pick. So you can keep the pick. You can take the Cleveland deal, which is 2 first. Obviously, the Cavaliers are very good right now, but eventually the money is going to be a problem. And it could be by the time those drafts come around. 2 first-round picks for Lonzo Ball and Travis Bayless. I mean, that would solve your point guard issue with Lonzo, and then you get a forward in Travis Bayless. You might want to consider that. I know it's 2 first-round picks, but you're losing a point guard and you're losing a forward to free agency. I mean, there's an argument. There's an argument. Because that fills the 2 roles that you have. And then obviously, if you find a forward that's better than Bayless, trade Bayless. Dale Oliver and Vince Irving. That guy's a B-. Irving's a C. Arif Mansis. B-. Eh. Thomas and Rixie Kafka. That one's not going to be worth 2 first-round picks. I can promise you that. Isaiah Jackson, Terrence Mann. Not really. D'Angelo Russell's not worth that. Those 2 aren't going to be worth it based on their ages. Damon Gilbert would have to be awesome, and he's not. Well, there are a couple of offers that should be kind of interesting. This dude, Stelio Demantopoulos, B+ at 22, but you'd have to take Paul Reed back, who you just traded, and give up a first. Not necessarily worth it. Detroit giving up power forward Lloyd Mills, B+ at 22, 75 overall, and a first-round pick down the road. You did just sign the big power forward not all that long ago, last offseason, but hey, could be a flip type of deal. Aldama's not worth the first at this point. There's the Houston deal, but again, you don't need a power forward. You'd move down to pick number 25, so you'd still have a first, but it's not worth bringing in a power forward. Zubats, Austin Reeves. This dude would have to be amazing, and he's not. All right, so you do have a couple of interesting offers. Let's see what you guys want to go with here. See what you want to go with here. And again, yeah, Alonzo Ball deal, 3 years left at age 30. Excuse me. Excuse me. I mean, again, you got the keep the pick option, the 11th overall. There's a trade for Lonzo. There's 2 first-round picks from Cleveland in the future, who might be at the end of their run. And then there was the Pistons deal of power forward Lloyd Mills and a first. So, what do you guys think? Right now, keep the pick is ahead in terms of the vote. See if it stays that way. See, we will see. And indeed, Chad likes to keep the pick. Fair enough. So with that 11th overall pick, Again, in terms of the highest rated, you have the C pluses, Nick Callaway, starter. The center, Wayne Stockton, who was starter to All NBA. You do already have a good center, though. Starter at power forward, Tiago Andrade. Started All-Star, Keith Hopkins. So, I mean, the two best guys based off of ceiling for listed overall are these two in positions that you do not need. And then if you were to look at potential, you got a couple of B pluses and 2 A minuses. Houston's a bench to starter in a position that you need. Point guard, forward, kind of what you're looking at. Hendricks is bench to All NBA at shooting guard. Bench to starter. Bench to All NBA at forward for Leroy Nichols. And then the two guards, bench to All-Star and bench to All-Star as well. So, gotta be honest, the best options that are out there aren't exactly what fits your team. So, if we were to, if we were to kind of talk about that, I mean, Wayne Stockton might be the best player left at starter All-NBA. A couple of options there. So, we start Callaway, Andrade, Stockton. We go back to potentials. It's this group of guys here. Ferret shouting out Leroy Nichols. It is a position of need. Could be Vince Carter at his very best. Or a bench level player. Any disagreement about taking the risk on Leroy Nichols? Fab also shouting out one Leroy. All right. Leroy Nichols is the pick for chat at 11th. Forward out of Memphis. I'm going to get a trade offer here as well for the 12th overall pick. Roy Kispert would improve this team, but only temporarily. Future first round picks from the Bulls, from the Cavs. There's that Travis Bayless option, but again, not that good in terms of potential. Can't guarantee. Fuller's not that bad, but I did just draft a shooting guard. Dude's not bad. Pretty much the question is, do I think I can land somebody better? Who I already have. I don't know if I can. Jones. It's Jack Murray. I think we looked at him before. A-, but he's 24 and a 73. Len McDaniel. Gilbert, an A- at point guard, 20 years old. McDaniel's only a C, but he's a good filler forward. That trade's not that bad. Could I land somebody better than Damon Gilbert? I do love trading down. I do. Especially for 2 future firsts, but I'm going to make this pick. And that is because this Wayne Stockton dude is still here. And, yeah. You see, started All NBA, and I want him. Come on down, Wayne, from UC San Diego. My log jam problem at center continues. Lions on the clock in the second round. I'll just take the best player, Brad Barry Carroll. On to continue the Barry Carroll legacy. There's one dude with a B. That being Sammy Thorpe at a 72 overall. Yeah, I mean, Sammy Thorpe is gonna be your best bet. So keep it simple then. Sammy Thorpe heading the chats team out of LSU. Zach Harper seems to think you got lucky that he fell this far, so there you go. But that is it for the draft. Well, 78's at the top, and of course we'll find out in a second just how well things went for us. Your first pick of Nichols at a 73. Stockton at a 75. Also for me, Myers at a 72. That might have been more of a miss. Might have been. It might have been. I want to see if there were any kind of crazy overalls towards the lower part of the draft. Doesn't look like it. See if the right choices were made. So for chat, Leroy Nichols, 22 years old, 73 overall, C potential for the 11th overall pick. There's a debate not to even draft or not to even sign him. He's not making the most amount of money. Not making the most. But still about $6 million a year right now, obviously. You can make the debate as to whether or not to sign him. I probably wouldn't, to be honest. That's rough. If anyone wants to sign him, let me know, but otherwise we'll go into the option of saying, I think we could have had Lonzo instead. We have a G League guy. Sammy Thorpe, that second round pick. That's a C-. 19 years old in the 71. I think there's an argument. I mean, Thorpe's worth signing because whatever, that's league min. You might as well bring him in as a depth option. The AI is going to sign somebody for the same amount of money anyway, so you might as well just bring in this dude. But there's an argument to not bring in Nichols. For myself, the 5th overall pick, Myers. I knew he was boom or bust. He was bench to Hall of Fame. He's certainly closer to bench. I'm probably not signing him. Not for that much money, man. Oh, not for that much money. $9.5 million for this guy. He might get better, but it's just, I can't do it. And Wayne Stockton, I elected to pick him instead of getting multiple other picks, and that may have also been a mistake. He's only a C+ at 75. Fuck. I already have Lyles and Lions. I am not signing either of my dudes. Yikes. Both Myers and Stockton aren't bad, but they're not good enough to give that much money early on. I'd rather have the money for somebody else. That's a real rough draft for both of us. I do wonder... Other high first-round picks. What about Andrade? Yeah. Yep, there were players out there. That's all I can say. There were players out there to take. We missed them. We missed them. So I'll be picking up the Lyles option for you guys. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. So Alex Smalls has decent potential, but he's 23 years old, only a 71. You might as well save the money. Lamond Cannon, similar spot. You might as well save the money. Tom Felder, you might as well save the money. I mean, you could technically bring him in and hope they get a little bit better, but that's rough. There's Senzo Bianco, B- at 25 and a 76. Gotta be honest, you might want to decline Bianco as well. Like, Wheeler's worth it, as he keeps getting better. He's still an A potential. But these other options, I mean, even Bianco, like, he's 25. Any disagreements to leaving that the way it is and saving the money instead of signing these guys to decent amounts? You know, I mean, if you save that money, you might be able to make a play for a big name. And these guys won't be much better than the autofill that the AI bring in for you. So, seems to be the way chat's going to go. I don't think that's the wrong way. Giannis, Evan Mobley, Anthony Davis, Karl Anthony Towns, DeJounte Murray as the top options. Qualifying offers, you guys get Dirk Hasselhoff. You might as well bring him back because that's cheap enough, I would say. And plus, he's 21. He's not like 24 like the other guys. For me, Johan Eklund. 25 years old, only a 74. He hasn't really improved. I'm not willing to pay him $7 million. So Johan will be saying goodbye to you, man. You're just not worth that much money. You guys might as well keep Hasselhoff. So, free agency. As we get to the day, I have Fox, Simons and Coles, Brown and Sparks, Sochan, and Lyles and Lyons. I really do need a forward to bring this team together. For you guys, you do need a point guard. Otherwise, you're rolling with McBride and Cooper Dyke. Shooting guard's Wheeler. Thorpe behind him. No forward. Power forward's Jabari Smith. Center is Duran. So you got a choice to make. It's forward or point guard for you guys. There's no doubt about it. In terms of the money available, chat, you got about $50 million. I have about 14. So looking at the point guards, John Morant's out there. He won't budge. Darius Garland. You could make a push for Darius Garland. 28 years old and 91 overall. So you could make a push for Garland. At forward, your best option really is Brandon Ingram. Because Dave Adams is an RFA. Marsteller did not happen, though. So your best bet, chat, from the looks of it, unless you want to go for, like, Bilal Coulibaly and hope that he gets better, Garland's probably your best bet. You know? I mean, it is true that Anthony Black's out there at an 83 overall, 24 years old. You could go for someone who's a little bit younger and hope that on your team they start to flourish. Marsteller, indeed, yeah. Same thing for Whitmore or Coulibaly. I mean, those are pretty much your options here, so I will put it to the poll as to who you want your one signing to be. Can either be Garland, Anthony Black, Cam Whitmore, Bilal Coulibaly, or even Griffin there, who's also 24 years old in the UFA. So, there you go. In terms of the potentials on the younger dudes, B+, 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 and an A for Anthony Black. So. Okay, for me here, I needed a forward to really bring my team together, but I don't have a good amount of money here. It might take like a Kyle Kuzma as a veteran. See what Chad elects to do. I can't make a play for any of the dudes that you guys are in consideration for. On a rough spot. A rough spot. Cosmic, potentially. We'll see who's around and how people are thinking. I do want to get some career mode in there too, but if not tonight, then tomorrow for sure. I'll let you know. As chat elects to go for the big offer to Darius Garland. Chat is in the expansion Cincinnati Lions. I also had an expansion team of my own in the Western Conference. Not much you can do. The only way you can really get Garland's interest up there is a 2-year deal. So, how many days does it take to get through Spotify? Said playlist is 142 hours according to Spotify. So chat, what do you think? 2-year deal? What do you think? 2-year deal? He has no other offers on him. You can afford him. And it pushes you to the limit, but it's either that 2-year deal. You could technically add the no trade clause as well to really get him, but then obviously you can't, you know, opt out and trade him otherwise. So here's what we'll do. It'll be the Garland deal. 2 years. Let's see. We'll do no trade clause. No trade clause. It pretty much needs to be 2 years, otherwise the 4 might be a little bit too low. You could try it. All right, I'm seeing no trade. We'll roll with that then. Let's see if you land him. We'll roll with that. It's the highest value you can get it. You're going to want to try to lock him down early, because if someone else comes in with the 100-point offer, you're screwed. I mean, JD, you do need a forward. Your point guards aren't that great either, but it's what chat voted for. So you might be the only voice of reason. I mean, technically, you did have 2 point guards on the roster. You didn't have a forward, but hey, that's what chat voted for. For myself, I don't know what the hell I can even afford here. And at forward, even Kyle Kuzma. Even Kyle Kuzma's not that good. I gotta look for someone like at 20 million. Lonzo Peterson. Even that's unlikely for me. Jesus. I just don't have the money to make any moves then. Strawweather. Harry. Not looking good. Of all these dudes with an A. The nuke means you can trade away whoever the hell you want to try and get value back. So that Peterson deal might be the only thing that I can do. Peterson or Jim Stewart Jr. Peterson's not going to happen. Well, I can't afford to do much here. Tell you that much. Jim Stewart Jr., who somebody let go of. I need to try and develop you into something, because I have Brown as far. Honestly, I'm going to forego my pick at this stage. I think at this stage, I'm just going to forego my damn pick, because it's not looking too good. So, let's see. So McDaniels, can let go of all those dudes. 1 year deal, $7 million for Johan Eklund. I don't need him. I'll let Eklund go. For you guys, Darius Garland has agreed to the contract. Drummond, Shamet, Smalls. You are gonna be able to hold on to Dirk Hasselhoff at least, but everybody else is out as expected. So, sound a bit lower energy. No, I'm good, man. I'm good. Maybe I am. A little bit tired, but I'm good. Well, Darius Garland on his way to Cincinnati. Also just trying to make sure I don't make a dumb mistake, basically. Could we have Garland and our janitor at starting floor? Who else do you need? Who else do you need if not the janitor? There we go. That is looking set in stone. Darius Garland. And the cap hold on Hasselhoff still, which is fine. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Let's get through a free agency, see who lands where. Take it from there. Goodness. Jokic goes back to Denver. Giannis continuing his tour of the Eastern Seaboard on his way to Philadelphia. Zion stays with the Pelicans. John his way to the Rockets. Dude, the Western Conference is a nightmare. The Lakers get Evan Mobley. Dude, the Western Conference is a nightmare for me right now. Holy shit. Devin Booker to the Wizards. Brow to Miami. Karl Anthony Towns to Portland. Son of a bitch. The Kings with a couple of signings. Keeping Sabonis. I don't know how the hell I'm going to win this era, to be honest. I have no idea how I'm going to win this era. Dirk Hasselhoff back with chat. The West is a death trap. So, I mean, I could do that. Prince of Nature Legend. But I won't. Wow, Wheeler actually got worse for you guys, really. His potential's down to an A-. Gafford getting worse. Hasselhoff and Cooper Dyke both got better, though. You guys should have not gone for Garland. Cooper Dyke's looking like he might be worth building around. For myself, Simons is getting worse. That's why I didn't sign him last year. I was afraid of that. Brown's getting worse. Lions, Sparks, Cole all got better. Damn. This is shaping up to be the longest era yet, if I'm being honest. From the looks of it. Neither one of us are quite on the path that we want to be on right now. So this is a bit scary.